I don't know how many times I've had to tell you, smoking's not allowed in the school. You bloody well know that. Which one of you brought the materials here? That wasn't you. Bloody was.
It wasn't me, sir, I promise.
Bloody was. Don't believe you for a minute.
I promise, sir.
Jenkins, why do you lie?
I'm not lying, sir.
Wasn't you, Spool, no damn spy. Blakemore, you're looking terrifically nervous.
So we promised it wasn't us.
Don't believe you for a minute.
It wasn't me, sir, he's lying.
Right, I'll tell you what you have to do. Give out leaflets to these nice people. Tell them it's a damn good drama, proper place. None of this experimental stuff.
Well, we are 3 days in, 3 performances in, and it's going surprisingly brilliantly, actually. We've had 50 or 60 in to each performance, and the capacity is about 80. And I think that's kind of remarkable, because I was preparing the pupils for the possibility of performing to absolutely nobody, which is what does happen in Edinburgh. And for their first performance, they had 50, 60 people in. It's credit to the pupils. They've gone out and promoted the thing and got loads of people in. So that's been a huge success. Well, they go out onto the Royal Mile twice a day. The session in the morning is really important because it's just before the play. And they've been doing things like organising mimed cricket matches, which suits me very well. And they've been talking to a lot of people and promoting the play and being actually pretty charming. And I think that's really helped. So they've talked a lot of people through the door. And it's extraordinary, really. You think you'd turn up and you're a school, and it's quite rare for schools to be up here doing plays, and you'd think that perhaps wouldn't be a selling point in itself. But no, we've got one more show to go, and we're going to try and fill it. So no, it's real credit to them. It's credit to their shameless promotion and their abilities at doing that. But they've really nailed it. Charlie's you know, an exceptional young technician, and he had the experience on Monday of teching the whole show. And actually, interestingly, the technicians from the venue came in at the start because we're a school group, and they were very watchful of the way we operated, because they probably had a few disasters. And they stood in the room for 5 minutes whilst Charlie was running things, and then they left and just left us to it. And the guy that manages all of the space venues said, very impressed with your group. They seem like professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. So, you know, it's credit to them. It would be nice if this was something where we bring our most talented, you know, and those that really want to go on and become actors, because, as I said before, it gives them a real sense of how cutthroat that world really is.
Duffield, good. Yes, I want to have a word with you about the Debating Society.
Yes, sir.
I've received the list of proposed subjects for next year's debates.
Yes.
It's an important principle. The boys choose their own subjects.
You're walking a very fine line, Blakemore. There's a very fine line between precocity and insolence, and you just crossed it!
I didn't intend to cross it.
Didn't you?
I didn't cross it knowingly.
Well, that's a question of interpretation, isn't it? And in this classroom, my interpretation is the one which prevails.
What thing of darkness? Was he saying he was queer? No, of course not.
I thought, hang on, here we go, what's happening here?
No, it wasn't that.
Wasn't it?
No, not at all.
What then?
And perhaps you should ask yourself why your brother's best friend was Dirk Bogart's chauffeur. Smells queer to me. What's yours? A whole family of queers?
So what's going on here?
Nothing, Duffield.
Come to speak to Blakemore. Come to share his cake.
I'm surprised you got time to waste with me, Gunter. Aren't you preparing yourself for confirmation? We're all coming to chapel. To see you admitted as a full member of the Church of England.
Yes, I am, Duffield. But I can't prepare without a Coca-Cola. It helps you concentrate.
Well then, why don't you go and get one? Gunter.
Go, Duffield!
What was that about?
I think it's a problem for queers, don't you think, Duffield? They're good at giving orders, not so good at taking them.
I wouldn't know, Sproul.
Can I ask you something, Duffield?
You can ask me anything you like.
You know what it's going to be.
I have an idea. Go on.
Is it true
Is what true?
Is it true that you went with the air hostess in Hove? That's the rumours. That's what everyone's saying.
Blakemore, can I have a word?
Of course.
Go to my study.
To your study?
Yes, to my study.
Right away.
Sprawl, you know perfectly well. A gentleman never tells.
Then it's true.
You'll never know. No one will. Except me. And her.
Well, I've just been to see South Downs. I really thought it was excellent. The acting was tremendous, but more importantly, I suppose the story was brilliant.
Very good. Enjoyed it immensely.
It's the first David Hare play that I've ever seen. Being an American, I haven't seen very much of David Hare, but it was excellent. The cast was excellent as well. The direction, the set, everything was just very, very thought-provoking, very enjoyable play behind the scenes at boarding school.
I think one of the crucial things is actually playing to an audience which isn't a St Edward's audience. At school, you play to your peers, you play to your parents, you play to the common room. Actually, coming up to Edinburgh, you're playing to, if you like, real people. That's a slightly odd way of putting it, but real people off the streets. And they really enjoyed it. There was lots of laughter, lots of real engagement, a lot of people understanding the show, I thought. A lot of people that really seemed to know what was going on and what it was about. Quite a mature audience, actually.
It's amazing in terms of experience of what it's like in the actual drama industry nowadays. Being able to go out and sell your own tickets and working on your own play, and getting up every morning and getting in, getting out of the theatre. I think it's amazing, experience if you want to go into it later. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the whole city's just like a hive of activity. Yeah. There's everything going on all the time. It's like non-stop, and there's thousands of people promoting their plays, putting on shows, people coming to watch. And just being able, some seriously interesting people.
And just being able to, when you got a spare hour, just to walk in somewhere, stroll in, and get a ticket for a really good price, and just to see what could be, what could be a gem of a play or comedy or the worst thing that's ever been put on before. So it's interesting not knowing what you're going to go and see.
And hopefully this can encourage people back at Teddies to come up to the festival, see how much we've enjoyed it, and and see it for themselves next year.